I want you to hear me loud and clear today. It's not over until I win. Say that with me. It's not over until I win. You see, life is not easy. If it were, everyone would be successful. Everyone would be wealthy. Everyone would be living your dreams. But we both know that's not how life works. Life is tough. Life is mean. Life doesn't care how educated you are. It doesn't care how talented you are. It doesn't care how many followers you have, how many degrees you hold, or how nice your intentions are. Life will test you. Life will beat you down. Life will knock you to your knees and dare you to get back up. But here's the good news. You have something inside of you that is greater than any obstacle. You have power. You have purpose. You have fight. And that's why I'm telling you today, it's not over until I win. Let me tell you something. There was a time in my life when everything seemed stacked against me. No one believed in me. I didn't even believe in myself. I looked in the mirror and saw failure. I saw a loser. I saw someone who'd never make it. But deep down, there was a small voice, a whisper, and it said, keep going. It said, don't give up. It said, you were born for more than this. And that whisper became a roar. Let me ask you something. How many times have you felt like quitting? How many times have you heard the voice of doubt? That voice that says, you're too old, you're too young, you're not smart enough, you'll never make it. No one will ever love you. You're wasting your time. I've heard that voice. But I made a decision to keep moving forward, to get back up every time I got knocked down, to rise when others said I should stay down. Because let me tell you something, quitting is easy. Giving up is easy. Blaming others is easy. But winners don't do what's easy. They do what's right. And what's right is to fight for your dream. Fight for your vision. Fight for your future. Because you only get one life, one shot, one chance to do something that matters. And you better believe you've got what it takes. You may be broke today, but you're not broken. You may be tired, but you're not finished. You may have failed, but you are not a failure, because it's not over until I win. Listen to me. There will be pain. Oh, yes. There will be sacrifice. There will be tears. There will be lonely nights. There will be moments where you feel like throwing in the towel. But I want you to remember why you started. I want you to remember that dream you had, the one that kept you up at night, the one you buried because life got hard. I want you to dig it up. I want you to dust it off. And I want you to fight for it like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Your children are watching you. Your friends are watching you. But most importantly, you are watching you. Every time you decide to keep going when you feel like quitting, you build strength, you build faith, you build character, you build you. And here's the truth. You don't have to be the best to start, but you have to start to be the best. You don't have to know the whole path. Just take the first step. You don't have to have all the answers. Just enough belief to begin. I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm saying it'll be worth it. Because one day, people will ask how you did it. And you'll tell them, I didn't quit. I didn't back down. I didn't surrender. I kept going. I kept believing. I kept showing up. Even when I was tired, even when I was scared, even when I was alone, I kept telling myself, it's not over until I win. So don't you dare give up on your dream. Don't you dare settle for a life of mediocrity. Don't you dare let fear stop you. You've got what it takes. You've got greatness in you. Yes, you. Not just the person next to you. Not just the people you see on TV. You were born with purpose. Born with power. Born with possibility. So rise up, stand tall, wipe your tears, shake off the doubt, and say it with me one more time. It's not over until I win. Now go out there and win. It's not over until I win. Those 7 words carry the weight of resilience, of defiance, of an unshakable will to rise, no matter how many times life knocks you down. It's not just a statement. It's a declaration, a mindset, a way of living that refuses to accept defeat as the final chapter. When you say, it's not over until I win, you are choosing to define your life not by your current struggle, but by your eventual triumph. You are refusing to let your present pain write your permanent story. There are people who will tell you that your time is up, that you've missed your chance, that it's too late, that you don't have what it takes. But when you embrace the mindset of, it's not over until I win, you silence those voices. You understand that every setback is a setup for a comeback, that failure is not final unless you quit, that rejection is not the end, it's redirection. Every time someone tells you no, every time you hear that door slam in your face, every time you fall flat on your back, you remember that as long as there's breath in your body, the fight isn't over. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not even timing. It's the decision to keep going. It's the stubborn refusal to quit. It's that fire in the belly that says, this situation will not define me. I will not be a victim. I will not bow to defeat. I may be delayed, but I will not be denied. I may be down, but I am not done. Think about a time you wanted to quit. Think about a moment when everything in you said, that's it. I can't take any more. You may have cried. You may have screamed. You may have even walked away for a while. But something in you pulled you back. Something whispered, you are not finished yet. That whisper is the voice of the winner inside you. That whisper is your reminder, your mission. Your story is still being written. You were not created to live a life of surrender, to fear, or failure. You were created to overcome, to push through storms, to endure hardship and rise stronger. The reason it feels so hard is because you're on the edge of breakthrough. The resistance is a sign that your goal is worth fighting for. The pressure you feel is not there to crush you. It's there to shape you, to forge you into someone who can handle the victory you're fighting for. You don't need everything to be perfect. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Because the truth is, no one else can win your battle for you. No one else can walk your path, climb your mountain, fight your fight. This is your race to run. And as long as you're still breathing, as long as your heart is still beating, you have another chance. The world doesn't give crowns to people who stop at the first sign of resistance. It doesn't reward hesitation, and it doesn't honor excuses. It honors perseverance, grit, tenacity, the heart that refuses to quit, the soul that gets knocked down 7 times and gets up 8. You may be tired, but you're not finished. That truth is what separates those who keep going from those who give up just before their breakthrough. Being tired doesn't mean you're defeated. It doesn't mean you failed. It simply means you've been fighting, pushing, enduring. And that's a sign of progress, not weakness. Fatigue is part of the journey. Exhaustion is a natural response to effort. But just because you're weary doesn't mean you're done. You're still in the game. You're still standing. And as long as you're still standing, you've got more in you. You may be carrying emotional weight, the kind that drains your energy before you even leave your bed in the morning. You may be shouldering responsibilities that no one sees, working behind the scenes, giving your all and wondering if it's making a difference. But understand this, the heaviness you feel is not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're doing something that matters. If your dream were easy, it wouldn't be worth it. If the goal required no effort, it wouldn't change you. The weight you're carrying is not meant to crush you. It's meant to grow you. Tired doesn't mean broken. Tired means human. And every great human who has ever made a mark on this world has felt the same exhaustion you feel now. They face those long, dark nights of the soul where you wonder if all this effort is even worth it. And what did they do? They kept going. Not because it was easy, not because they felt strong, but because they understood this simple truth. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you've reached the end. There's a difference between being tired and being finished. Being tired is temporary. Being finished is a choice. You can rest, but you don't have to quit. You can pause, but you don't have to surrender. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not to move forward at full speed, but simply to hold the line, to stand your ground, to breathe deep, gather yourself and whisper, "Not yet. I'm not done." Every journey worth taking will wear you down. Every mountain worth climbing will push you to the edge of your limits. That's the point. Because if you never felt tired, you'd never learn endurance. If you never felt weak, you'd never discover how strong you really are. When your muscles ache, when your heart is heavy, when your spirit feels dry, that's when your true character shows. Not when it's easy, not when the sun is shining, but when everything in you is begging you to stop and you choose to keep going anyway. You don't have to feel strong to be strong. Strength isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day that says, "I'll try again tomorrow." Sometimes it's the decision to show up, even when everything in you says, "Stay home." Sometimes strength is getting up with tears in your eyes and a weight on your chest and saying, "One more step, just one more." You may be tired because you've been faithful, because you've been disciplined, because you've poured your heart into something that matters. And while others have coasted, you've carried on. That's why you're tired. But that's also why you're further than most. That's also why you're closer than you think. And though your body may feel weak and your mind may feel foggy, your purpose hasn't left you. Your calling hasn't faded. Your goal hasn't disappeared. It's still there, waiting for you to reach it, waiting for you to press through just a little longer. Winners don't do what's easy, they do what's right. That single sentence draws the line between those who succeed and those who simply wish they could. Because the path to greatness has never been easy. It has never been smooth. It has never been paved with comfort or convenience. The truth is, doing what's easy is tempting. It's fast. It feels good in the moment. It demands nothing from you, but it also gives nothing back. Easy choices create hard lives. The people who rise to the top are the ones who learn to walk away from the easy path and choose what's right, even when it's hard, even when it's painful, even when no one is watching. Doing what's right is not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about integrity. It's about holding yourself to a standard that's higher than comfort. Because anyone can take the shortcut. Anyone can cut corners. Anyone can lie, cheat, slack off, and settle. But winners understand that real success, deep, lasting, fulfilling success, can't be faked. It can't be hacked. It can't be rushed. It's earned through sacrifice, through discipline, through consistent effort, when no applause is given and no one is paying attention. There are going to be moments when the right thing feels like the hardest thing, when telling the truth costs you popularity, when walking away from the wrong crowd leaves you feeling alone, when staying committed to your vision requires you to wake up early, stay up late, miss the party, turn down the distraction, and face the grind. That's when the difference is made. Because winners don't follow feelings, they follow value. They understand that what's right often asks more of you, but it also builds more in you. It builds resilience. It builds credibility. It builds self-respect. Sometimes doing what's right means choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It means going to the gym when your body says stay in bed. It means finishing the work when your mind says take a break. It means staying loyal when it would be easier to walk away. It means showing up for your responsibilities, your relationships, your future, especially when the excitement has worn off and all that's left is commitment. That's what separates winners from wishers. Winners do what needs to be done, not just what they feel like doing. The road to your dream will present you with 1,000 chances to take the easy route. But every time you resist that temptation and choose what's right instead, you take another step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. You build habits that outlast motivation. You build strength that endures setbacks. And most of all, you build a foundation that no failure, no criticism, no opposition can shake. That's how winners are made. Not in moments of glory, but in the quiet, difficult, disciplined decisions that no one sees. Winners don't ask, what's the fastest way? They ask, what's the right way? They don't chase approval. They chase excellence. They don't measure progress by ease. They measure it by growth. And growth rarely feels good in the moment. It stretches you. It tests you. It demands more of you than you think you have. But it also reveals more in you than you knew was there. When you consistently choose what's right over what's easy, you stop living as a prisoner to your emotions and start living as the architect of your destiny. You don't have to be the best to start, but you have to start to be the best. That's where most people get stuck, right at the starting line. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until everything's perfect. They wait until they have more knowledge, more money, more connections, more confidence. But the truth is, if you wait until you're fully prepared, you'll never begin. Starting doesn't require greatness. It requires courage. It requires the boldness to take that first step, even when you're unsure, even when you're afraid, even when you don't know how it will all work out. The most successful people in the world didn't begin with mastery. They began with uncertainty. They began with doubt, but they also began with action. They weren't the best when they started. They became the best because they did start. They were willing to look awkward, to stumble, to make mistakes, and every stumble brought them closer to excellence. Every mistake became a lesson. Every failure became fuel. Progress was the reward of those who begin, not those who wait for perfection. People admire greatness, but what they often overlook is the messy, uncomfortable beginning that came before it. The early mornings, the awkward first attempts, the rejections, the criticism, the setbacks. Those are the moments that shape champions. The first time you speak in front of an audience, you might stutter. The first time you try to build a business, you might lose money. The first time you write, sing, lead or coach. You may feel inadequate, but that's how you grow. You don't get better by waiting, you get better by doing. And the more you do, the more you learn, the stronger you get, the closer you move toward mastery. Fear has a way of disguising itself as logic. It tells you to wait, to prepare more, to hold back just a little longer. But fear is a liar. It will rob you of your future if you let it. The only way to silence fear is through movement. The moment you start, even if it's messy, even if it's small, you send a message to yourself. I'm not waiting for life to happen to me. I'm going to happen to life. And don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. You're not supposed to be perfect at the start. You're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're supposed to grow into your greatness. You're supposed to evolve through effort. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master once took a shaky first step. So don't let the pressure to be the best keep you from becoming your best. Let your first step be messy. Let it be imperfect, but let it be taken. Consistency beats talent when talent doesn't start. Showing up beats perfection every single time. And once you begin, you separate yourself from the millions who only dream, who only plan, who only talk. Beginning is your advantage. It's your power. It's your declaration that you're in the game, not sitting on the sidelines watching someone else live your dream.